Hey, world-class students and families, it's Master Scarcelli here, and today I am bringing to you how to hold targets properly and safely for either yourself, your child, or a sibling. So we're going to go through a couple basic techniques today. When it comes to holding, we're going to try to remember the 3 H's. We want to make sure we're holding with the correct hand, at the correct height, and in the angle of the hold itself, depending on the kick that someone wants to practice or the technique someone wants to practice. So we're going to get right into it. The first one that we're going to go for today is how to throw a punch or a double punch. If my holders, we're going to have the kickers or the punchers, you're going to use your right hand, so you can go right foot in the back. They're going to end up punching with their right hand, so I'm going to encourage the holders, let's hold with your right hand. Generally, a good rule of thumb is when someone is hitting the target, the force and the impact should always go towards the front of the hand, the fingers, and not towards the back of the hand when someone's punching. You have a little bit more strength, a little more safety for the holders. So we're going to hold with the right hand. The height of the target is generally going to be about the patch height, so kind of the center of the chest. And then the hold itself, you'll hold the target upside down so the actual pad of the target is underneath the hand. And then let's go ahead and just do a few single punches, instructors, so we can see it in action here. Holders, you're going to have a pretty tense but not death grip on the target. Just don't let go of it. Let's do it. Ready? Let's go. Ha! Ha! Good. Hold look sharp. You can notice how the instructors are holding the target away from their body and not in front of their body. Stretch to the side. Good. And then let's freeze there. One other drill from this exact same position. Like I said, don't hold the target in front of you, but out to the side. We don't only want to keep the hitters and the kickers safe, but also the holders' safety has to be important. So holding it out to the side. The instructors that are hitting, now you're going to throw a double punch. So lead with the front. Finish with the backhand, so left, right punch. Let's show the audience a little bit of this. Ready? Shoot, jaw. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Excellent job. Beautiful work. All right, instructors, you can face each other. Let's bow and switch targets. The next technique we want to learn how to hold for is our front snap kick or apchagi. If the kickers, go ahead, Miss Samantha, Mr. Turnbow, right foot back. They're going to be kicking with their right foot, so the holders, you should be holding with your right hand. So hand is right. The height of the target should really be about your partner's belt, all the way up to the solar plexus. When we have some variations of front snap kick, we can go higher, but safety must always be paramount in our mind. And then as far as the hold itself, the angle of it is going to be flat, not like you're pointing the target like you're kind of holding the remote, but think about either the laces facing the kicker or the laces of the target facing you. So this way, when the impact gets hit on the target, that the target comes sideways and not flying towards the holder. And you can also notice how the holders are stretching it away from their body and they're not too close to themselves for the holder safety. So go ahead, instructors, let's show a little bit of impact with front snap kick. Ready? Let's go. Ha! 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 Good, 2 more. Ha! Ha! 1 more. Good, and then for some of our higher belt students, you may have learned jumping front snap kick. Again, keeping in mind for safety, we can raise the target a little bit, but if we go too high, it can start to promote the kicker to start to lean back, and we don't want someone to ever be unsafe. So please keep safety in mind, but go ahead, instructors, we're gonna lift the target maybe to the chest or shoulder height. Kickers, you can switch feet. So we're going to lift the left knee, but we're kicking with that right foot. Let's just show a nice slow jumping front snap kicks. Ready? Let's go. Good. You can see how the holders are keeping their arms stationary and still. They're not moving. We're trying to anticipate the kick. 1 more. Nice work. And then instructors, we can bow and switch targets. The next hold that we want to go over is if someone is going to throw roundhouse kick or a variation of roundhouse, which we'll get to see in action in just a minute. And like I said, as far as when someone is kicking, if they're using their right foot, this is another hold that you're going to use with your right hand. So if I have my kickers, Miss Jessica, Mr. Maria, they're going to throw roundhouse with the right. My holders will hold with the right hand. The height of the target is generally going to be lower stomach, and of course, depending on someone's flexibility or how high they want to kick, we can start to raise it up, again, with safety in mind. As far as the angle of the hold, we're thinking almost up and down like you'd be holding an ice cream cone, so not out here, but then the other thing we're going to do is tilt the tip of the target towards the inside, so kind of towards where the kicker is going to be hitting at impact, so towards the foot they're using. So we're going to go just nice and light, roundhouse kick, just a few, ready? Let's go. Good, lower stomach height is good. One more. Good, and if we were going to work on a high section roundhouse, all we would do is lift the target just a hair. Kickers, you guys know your height, so you can pick the height that you want to practice. Ready? Let's go. You can see the angle still bent in on the target. The pad itself is above the hand. Good, one more. And then just to see a couple other variations of roundhouse from this position, I'm going to have the kickers do skipping roundhouse, is when we kick with our front foot. So now that they're using their left foot, holders will switch to the left hand. We're still staying as far as height goes. It's going to be towards the lower stomach, and the angle is the same. So left hand, middle or lower stomach, and then angled in just a little. Skipping roundhouse kick. Let's go. Good. One more. And then with this same position, some of our students' favorite kick is tornado kick. And if someone is using their left foot, the hold and setup would be identical. The kicker may need a little bit more distance, but we can do tornado kick on the ground. Or some of our more advanced belts have learned jumping tornado kick. And it doesn't matter what type of roundhouse kick we're doing, the hold is going to be the same across the board. We're going to make sure whatever foot they're kicking with, use that hand, get the appropriate height, and then the angle of the hold is going to be bent in just a little bit. We've got one more hold that I'd like you to learn, is how to hold for axe kick. Axe kick is going to somewhat revisit how we held for punch with the target underneath our hand, except the thing we're going to do now is tilt the tip of the target out. You can see how my elbow is slightly bent, and again, for the holder safety, let's not hold it in front of us, but slightly to the side. And this is another one, if they're using their right foot, we're holding with our right hand. So go ahead, holders, you can stretch it out to the side. Kickers, you guys know the appropriate height for your flexibility, so you can decide where to go there. But let's go a few axe kicks with your right foot. Ready? Shoot off. Ha! 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 Good. Two more. Ha! Ha! And one more. Ha! Ha! And then finally, for some of our senior belts, you may have learned jumping axe kick. We're watching Mr. Turnbow. He's going to use his right foot to kick, so the hold stays the same with the right hand. He's going to lift and switch. Ha! Good, so many of the variations of our axe kick work the same way. If they're using the right, let's hold with the right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys get to enjoy the use of your target at home, and I love that you guys are practicing. We can't wait to see you guys in class. Good job, everybody.